Some of you may have seen our other video of the AMT model tires versus the MOFO tires. The MOFO tires were softer and lighter. Here we have the MOFO tires and the Injora. I think that's how you say it. We're just going to compare them a little bit. So, scale. MOFO is 1.1. Kind of hard to read, but 1.1. Injora is 1.2. Without the foam. Without the foam. So basically all the weight is in the tire and the rim. The foams are basically the same thing. Around 20 ounces to crush it down. About 20 ounces to crush it down, give or take. So this will tell you how firm it is, kind of. I mean, it's not perfect, but I'll push down on this. And there, I just hit the rim. Around 65. Closer to 70. With no foam. Around 10 ounces. Around 14 ounces. So the Injora is 0.1 ounces more in weight, and they're a bit firmer than the MOFOs. Profile, you can see it's a more squared chevron. MOFO's is a little more round. Diameter wise, it's hard to show, but MOFO is slightly larger. .7 2.75. And last, how do they look? Here we have Injora sitting underneath the truck. Here we have the MOFO sitting outside of the truck a little more. So that means rub and almost no rub, but just tiny bit. MOFOs stick out just a little bit more. When we use the ECB ones, they have less offset on the back here, so they stick out just a little bit more. Avoid that interference with when steering. Just a little bit more. So they're very comparable. A little more square, so I would assume that you'd have a little less roll in the corners, but they are more in offset, so your truck will be a little more narrow. And they're just slightly harder. But it's not really even noticeable when you squeeze them. got MOFO. An Injora. I took the foams out of the rears. That's how I freestyle and race mine. That way this settles the truck real nice. Doesn't bounce a lot. And then this can absorb hits and ramps and backflips and whatnot with the foams in them. This is real soft. That's the way I'd prefer.